Uh, What's up, fight fans? We are back at it with another edition here at Round One Sports TV. I am your host, Edwin, and we're going to be talking about the Mayweather fight, obviously. But we do cover all boxing news here. So, where do all fights start? At round one. So, if you have any comments, anything you want to talk about as we get ready for this episode, drop it in the comment section. Let me know that you hear me loud and clear as you come in, and let me get set up. All right, what's up, guys? What's up? How you guys doing out there? Let me know where you watching the fight from. Let me know where you watching the fight from. Let me put you guys up on a chat here, uh, as well as I was gonna turn on the fight too. I wanted to see Camille Moulton tonight. See what he looks like on a big stage here. So, but also let's just talk about upcoming fights. What do you guys think? Who do you guys want to watch fight? Anything that's on your mind, drop it in the comment section, and then let's talk about it. What's up? What's up, Blood Raven? I know it feels a little weird, but you got round one sports talk. You know what I'm saying? So we'll fill in the gap. You know what I mean? Uh, but on this fight card, we have one, I would say like one small ray of sunshine in Camille Moulton. And I really want to see what he does in his next step, to putting his career together. Camille Moulton, he had a pretty impressive amateur background under the tutelage of Floyd Mayweather, and this is how Floyd is putting the fight together, you know. But it's the same thing he did for Tank Davis. He gave Tank Davis star status, and then Tank Davis kind of did the he had to do the rest and take off, right? And he's lining up Camille Moulton, and Floyd Mayweather is putting his name on the card to attract fans. You're coming there to see him. Well, you bought a ticket. You're going to see the rest of the fights. Camille Moulton gets a lot of exposure this way. And what better way to get your name out there than fighting on a Floyd Mayweather undercard, right? A lot of people have a lot to say about these moves that Floyd makes with the exhibition fights and being the fact that he still wants the camera in his face and what have you or whatever. You know what I mean? As a businessman and as a man that put himself in this kind of situation, I can't hate on him. He did this for himself. If you can get this many people coming out and you could sell this much, you're not even an active boxer and they're still coming to see you, that says a lot right there. You know, there's only so many special men that can do as such. Manny Pacquiao is trying to come back here, and I'm not too sure about that. But as you can see, Mike Tyson can still sell out arenas, even at 60 years old, and he's going to. Believe me. There's only special men that can do those kind of things. So, in this as in a sense of combat sports, right? Whether you like these men or they were your favorite or not, if you were a boxer and you had that kind of career and those kind of credentials, those many world titles, would you do what Floyd is doing? If you're getting like $9, $10 million for exhibition and still having your name up there, would you do it? I think you would. I think most of us would. So, as in that sense, I don't knock Floyd, right? He's a little annoying sometimes, and he can say some crazy shit, right? And as you can see, he's on my wall, right? Because I pay homage to the legends, no matter who they were. I wish I could have them all on my wall, you know. Uh, but I feel like if he can do this late in his career, do it because when it's all said and done, it's all said and done. It'll be over with. And you know, well, Mike Tyson's getting in the ring at 60, so you never know with Floyd. We might see another 20-year career. Right? But no, I really wanted to see Camille Moulton on this card. I wanted to see what he was gonna look like. Seeing that Keyshawn Davis has already got a fight. He already locked in a fight. It's signed. So we're expecting to see Keyshawn back in action. There's a few fights right now that are being signed. There's even Angulo fighting tonight too. But um, who was it that I was looking up earlier today? It was one of the it was one of the young guys. I know it was Keyshawn Davis. It was another young guy I was looking into. I had forgot. See, that's why you're supposed to write shit down. And I think I did. I believe I did. Yeah, Moulton is, man. And that's why mainly I'm watching this fight with Floyd and shit. Uh of late, if you're a fan and you like to watch the exhibition fights, by all means, go ahead. I haven't watched all of Floyd's exhibition fights. I just didn't like how he was coming out taunting and not taking it like real serious. What's up, Armando? How you doing? Yeah, yeah. That's the fight. That's Keyshawn Davis fight. But I was looking it up and I knew that the Keyshawn Davis story was out there about him, but there was another someone else, and I had said to myself, write it down. I know I wrote it down. It's just where I put it, probably. I have a tendency of writing on top of pages. Like I'll note something right on the top of a already page I wrote. So, but we have plenty time to kill here, and a lot to get into. It'll either come to me in the show or I'll figure it out. But the biggest news going around right now that a lot of us know about is obviously Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson, and how we want to see them at 135 pounds and fight. And I've been advocating for this for my American team. Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson are on the American side, and we're competing against everybody else. And we could also compete against ourselves, but sometimes we got to watch the pitfalls and like the traps the other countries try to set us up, right? And I've been saying this on different platforms, and I've been trying to spread the message, right? That we got to be careful, right? Because Lomachenko and Tank Davis initially were supposed to fight, right? All of a sudden, Lomachenko texts a famous tweet, right? It goes viral, and he says, "Ah, my heart's not into it. I need a little time off of boxing. I'm just mentally not there. And by the way, I will not fight my other countryman, the other Ukrainian 135-pound champion. I will not fight him. Why? Because he's my countryman, Ukraine. I can't fight him, right?" And everybody just let him slide right out the back door. Boom. Saul Canelo Alvarez can come on and say, "I don't want to fight Mexican." Oh, yeah? Okay. Don't fight Mexican. Why? He's Mexican. He can't fight Mexican guys no more. He wants to let the other guys. Oh, I see your point, right? Boom. Let an American do that against another American fighter. Let Tank Davis say, "I don't want to fight Shakur Stevenson because he's my countryman. He's an U.S. fighter. I'm a U.S. fighter." You know, let him say that. Yo, you know what they'll call Tank Davis? All kinds of names, right? So Loma is using that. He's not in it no more. He's not in the game, right? So he's gonna step back and he's gonna let the Americans take out the Americans. He's gonna let Tank Davis beat up Shakur Stevenson, or Shakur Stevenson beat up Tank Davis. Whichever way you slice it, one of them just took out each other. They'll have two belts. Loma comes in on the super fight, pulls an upset, and walks off with 3 belts. Remember who Loma fucks with? Top Rank. You seen that gif? That belt they took off Ofasha, right? You saw that, right? Ofasi, right? You see what Top Rank can do, right? That was a robbery in Newark, New Jersey. They didn't have no gun. They just took that man's belt, right? Loma come in against Tank. He go 12 rounds. Tank ain't winning. Tank ain't winning that fight. Loma walks off. Guess what? You just got Tank to do your dirty work. So sometimes I say, yo, we got to watch out for that. So when you're seeing Shakur Stevenson fight against Joe Cordine, that's Shakur Stevenson trying to stay active. And that's good. That's what you want. If he's not going to lock down any of these big fights, if the two Ukrainian champions are not going to fight him, and they're not going to fight Tank Davis, shit, then why the fuck should we fight each other? Why should we fight each other, right? And take each other out, and you get a free pass that you don't even got to fight the other Ukrainian guy. Wait a minute. We got to acknowledge some things here. We got to watch what's going on. Yo, we're savages. We're jumping all over each other. They're sitting back laughing at each other, watching everybody on social media. Bro, there's people that are ready to take it to the streets over Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson. They laughing. They sitting back like, look at them. Americans, they savages. They'll take each other out. Don't worry. Then we'll come in. We got 2 chances to beat their one guy. Because not only do they got Loma, But they got the other Ukrainian champion. That's 2 chances. And according to them, they don't got to fight each other. And you guys are cool with it. But you'll attack Tank Davis if he doesn't fight Shakur Stevenson right away. You got no problem rocking them. And just remember, no matter what side you're on, whether you're on Tank Davis's side or Shakur Stevenson's side, you're still saying F-U-S-A. That's what you're saying. Because by putting Tank down, he's a USA fighter. He represents America. When we win, ain't we competing for these belts, right? When Naoya Inoue and all 10 Japan fighters that are world champions right now, when they win those belts, where do they take them? Back to Japan, right? Those belts are not in the U.S. The U.S. is not leading by championships. I thought we were competing for these. So whether Tank Davis or Shakur Stevenson has a belt around, that's 2 American champions. So you want them to knock each other out. The best example when that is done, Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. They legitimately both cleaned out the division. Errol Spence cleaned it out first, had the car accident, so Terrence Crawford came up behind him and wiped down the division. If you look at all Terrence Crawford, a lot of Terrence Crawford's fights, he rarely fought American fighters. He fought the Sean Porter because Sean Porter was in the room. He was there as argument of saying, wait a minute, me and you are like the best American fighters to go after Errol. We got to duke it out on a lower level, and then you guys can fight for the 4 belts. But go look at Terrence Crawford's list of men. One dude from Russia, one dude for Ukraine, one dude for he fought all fighters from around the world. Mexican fighters, Cuban fighters. He fought them all. What's up, chat family? How you doing out there? Everybody tuning in. Carlos, what's up, guys? How you guys doing? So that's why I'm saying watch it. When you get these things about Shakur Stevens, yeah, that fight is going to happen. It has to happen. Those are the top American fighters. We also are in competition with each other. Yes. Just like in Japan, right? Naoya Inoue is the best Japan fighter they have. They got his kid brother, right? They got Junto Nakatoni. They got a couple stars. And that is all due in part for what Naoya Inoue has done. And they came in and they come to find out they're pretty decent fighters. They're taking a lot of world championships. It is a lot at the lower levels, but they got a couple guys that are coming up right now, so they're they're putting in some work right now. So we need some more champions. We really do. And we have a lot of top young prospects that are coming out, like Camille Moulton, for instance, the Keyshawn Davises, the Abdullah Masons. I love that kid. I love that kid, man. I like his style, his patience, his poise. Abdullah Mason is he's someone to keep your eye out on for. I think we're going to be seeing a lot of him, and I think he's going to be a world champion before we know it. Sometimes in this sport, you have to, take a leap, a leap of faith, if your guy can do it. Naoya Inoue won his first world title when he was like 19 years old. He was about just under 20 years old, I think it was. When he had 6 fights in. 6 fights. Abdullah Mason has a lot more than 6 fights, and he hasn't even passed 12 rounds. I mean, 10 rounds, actually. He hasn't even had a fight scheduled for a 10-round fight. And that goes to show you when some of these fighters are coming out more polished than the others. Some have extensive amateur backgrounds. Naoya Inoue has been doing this since he was a child. In fact, his father is his coach, Shinju. Tongue twister today. He got me today. Right? So his father's his coach, and his father was an amateur boxer, and he had to give up boxing and to start a little business, and he raised his two sons with his wife, and they have a beautiful family. And he was the type of man that really dedicated himself to his son's journey. He saw right away that his son had a special talent for boxing, and he knew that um, this was his calling. And he would come out of work, and no excuses, to the gym, as a dad, and do rounds and rounds and trainings and drills with his son to get him prepared and make him the kind of champion he is today. And that was a real father's love for his son. The streets could have easily took him away in Japan. There's a lot of bad neighborhoods in Japan and gangs, just like everywhere else in the world. Naoya Inoue could have got swept up under that life. Someone else would have saw him fight, and his father didn't have no time for him because he was tired after work and couldn't take him to the gym. You think someone else would have paid attention to him? Probably the wrong people. But his father kept a close eye on him, and he believed in his son so much that it didn't matter. Late nights, early mornings, they went and got it in. And his father created a real champion. And I can honestly say that his father has been there every step of the way, and it's a beautiful thing, you know, to wake up and see your son's face in the newspaper, on the TV, on the highlights from the night before, defending his 4 world titles. How do you think that makes him feel as a father? In fact, he has 2 world champions as sons at the family function and shit. Hey, what do your kids do? Oh, my sons are 2 world champions. Huh? You know what I mean? Uh, hey, man, as a dad, man, I couldn't be prouder, you know. And he really turned his son into a monster, man. You don't get a nickname, the monster. And by the way, he never liked it, that nickname. It just kind of stuck, from the guys that were in the gym, and they were saying this little dude is a monster, and he was just beating on everybody, right? But Naoya, in a way, he's the type of competitor. He doesn't think of it like that. He thinks of it like, I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm doing what my dad told me to do. My dad told me to hit him like this. He would pat, 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 hit him like that. Now, all right, pow, 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 and he go out there and bang him out, right? Right. So it was like, it must have been a journey, and to think back and look at his success now, yeah, in a way, and how many belts he has and divisions he's climbed for. It's pretty remarkable. It's incredible. I don't ever want to see a fighter like this leave, but sometimes I get nervous and I get scared. And just his last fight, he suffered his first knockdown in his career, right? And sometimes I'm like, oh, get in, get out. Just retire, bro. Just retire, because just solidify that part of your record, because all right, we talked about this the other day, that Mayweather has 50 fights. He's 50-0, right? He's 50-0. Okay. But that's a personal thing, right? Because there's been fighters in the world that has had more undefeated, and had they stopped right there. Case in point, Julio Cesar Chavez was like 90-0. Yeah, you heard that correctly. 90-0. I think it was 90 or somewhere in the 90s, but he already had a 9. And I know that for a fact because I watched him personally. I'll never forget that. So when you're looking at a fighter 50-0, Julio Cesar Chavez had 90 fights. He was 90-0 at one point in his career. And everybody was like, stop, stop, stop fighting. Just fucking retire. Yo, like no one would break that. Like, just stop. and he couldn't stop. He couldn't stop fighting until he was finally defeated. See what I'm saying? So let me see what y'all saying. What's up, guys? What's up, Bam Bam Boogie? How you doing? Armando. Let me check. Carlos, who you checking about? What you talking about, Willis? Yo. I should check on his fight, right? I should. If I'm gonna be watching a fight, I should at least turn it on, right? Camille Moulton could be already fought and shit. I mean, it's just the fact that I think in the back of my mind, I know what this is. And normally I probably wouldn't even be like on this. I would just like let everybody just watch this kind of fight. But at the same time, I do like talking boxing. And we could always chop it up. We could, if you have any questions or anything, we could talk about it. So definitely, that's why I would have came on today for, you know. The UFC was kicking off an event. I don't know if anybody was interested in that. They got some. It's showing it right here. It's not a big card. It's like some Friday night stuff. They're saying. I'm looking at it now. Yeah, it's nothing big. All right, so there's a pretty good fight right here. These guys ain't no slouches. What's up, guys? How you guys doing? The lower levels are probably the best. What you know, um, I've talked about this many times here. About that analogy about that the lower levels having more skills than the upper divisions. Like if we were to take it from the heavyweight division, right? The heavyweight division has the most power in all of boxing. They're the heavyweights, right? And the 105 has the most speed in all of boxing, but no power. And there's not a lot of speed at the heavyweight division, right? Where the two meet at a perfect blend, speed, power, 130, 135, 140, 147, 154. Those are where the best men, where they were able to have like really good power and great speed, good agility, good cat-like reflexes. They didn't look slow, sluggish, like the 180 pounders, the 190s, the 205s, like etc. They're not as fast. They don't look as slick, but they look very powerful. You can hear those punches from a heavyweight. It's just gonna take one to connect, the right one. And but with the smaller guys, they're just lightning in a bottle. They just but it's not a lot of power. So the majority of their fights always go 12 rounds. The majority of their fights, or they get stopped by a body or a barrage of punches. They've been known to do that, but they're not really powerful. Okay. Until Naoya Inoue came along. Naoya Inoue is probably the best. He's gonna go down as probably the best bantamweight champion to ever live when it's all said and done. I believe so. When it's all said and done, he's probably going to go. Now, Terrence Crawford was talking about, and this was put out in some reports that if he can't secure the Saul Canelo Alvarez fight, that he's thinking about retiring, there's nothing else to prove. Okay. Which, wow. I'm not sure if I'm in agreement with that. There's a lot to prove. Technically, he didn't pass Naoya Inoue in weight division. He just tied him up with 4. So if he retires and Naoya Inoue keeps going, I think he's gonna beat him in weight divisions. And since their biggest accolade, both men, biggest accolade in on their resume is being a four um two division world champion in a four belt era. So they both have that. So that one knocks off his, right? And that one scratches that one out because I don't even want to go down the time frame, right? So okay. So so hold on one second, guys. Hold on one second, guys. Sorry about that, but if this wasn't an emergency, I wouldn't have picked up that phone. My one of my daughters is stranded right now, and she needs me to cash app her a couple bucks. So if you guys could just talk in the chat, leave your comments. When I come right back, I'll answer them, and I'll be right back. Just give me 1 second. A father's job is never done, right? where we? What's up, guys? Everybody get knocked out already? Huh? Kids, I tell you. All right, so let me bring the fucking messages down. It's a joke tonight's boxing, I swear. Yeah, a lot of I wouldn't even be watching this, but you know what I'm saying? I come on, I bring the show on for us to talk real, you know what I'm saying, boxing and upcoming fights and stuff among ourselves and shit. Because if this is what we're gonna get on our Saturday night, this is like, you know what I mean? And like I said, there was just I think there's one ray of sunshine on this card, and it's Camille Moten. And if anything I was gonna watch was gonna be his fight. I just wanted to see how he looks. Um, I like how he's been looking. They're bringing him on gradually, but you can never tell in some situations or when opportunity presents itself. Camille Moulton, Floyd, he wasn't playing when he said he wanted Camille to fight like a world champion on his debut, and he was trying to get Woods. Remember the 126-pound champion Woods to go along with it, but I don't think it was so much Woods as the sanctioning body saying no to Floyd. They probably would have tried to dress it up like it was Woods, but usually it's really hard to get the sanctioning body as is to go along with that, right? And then as you can see, Danny Garcia is jumping up to fight um Lara, right? At the 160, right? And I don't think it's being signed off the fight for the title. It's actually one. You better look into this. And when you look into it and you find out, it's going to be scheduled at like 161. And I don't think at on the fight night, they're probably going to announce it. Just like they did to one time Keith Thurman and Tim Zoo. They didn't sanction that fight at 154. They scheduled it at 155. Then mysteriously, since Keith Thurman had no belt to fight for, he got a hand injury. And then lo and behold, steps in Fandora. So yeah. So yeah, man. When we're talking about like some of the top kids coming up, Camille Moulton is like one of them for me. Uh, just like look, there's a lot of hype, right, going on around Andy Cruz, right? Andy Cruz has 4 fights. He has 4 fights. Okay, Cuban, um, Olympics, all that. Okay, fine. All right, right? Camille Moulton, still, it's 4 fights. So if you can give him that much like that, right? Shit, they're not in the same weight division, but Tank came in a. I mean, Floyd Mayweather came in a bulletproof truck tonight into the fight in Mexico. That's how he entered the fight in the arena. They drove him there in that tank right there. The hell is that? Fucking Floyd. He's funny. Nah, Floyd wasn't in no tank. Ah, that's a joke. I think. Yo, ever since Floyd Mayweather got abducted out there in Dubai, I think he's a little cautious going into other countries, right? Right? And he ain't even left New Mexico. It's like right there. Yo, that'll do something to you, man. They kept him out there for a minute, locked in that hotel until he, I guess, allegedly fixed out his problems. I'm not quite sure to this day really what they were. I heard a lot of rumors about, you know, and then they were like, shit leaked out on all over social media about like Tank Davis saying that he was like ripping off people over there and what have you and scamming people, or I don't know. If you're doing business with Floyd, you're probably doing business something about boxing. He probably promised some people some fights or something. I don't know. And he did never like fulfilled it. So I guess they consider that like a big disrespect. Like if you make a deal with someone and you don't fulfill your end of the that's like a big boo no out there. So but I don't know what it was initially about. I really don't know about Floyd. But let me check on this fight. Let's see where we at in this fight right now. I think I'm just guessing here. I'm just guessing. But is Camille Moulton the co-main event in this fight card? I'm just guessing. I should have looked up their little fight card too. I wasn't even sure if I was gonna do this, by the way. Is anybody else watching this fight? He's tagging him. Is this fight over with? Yo, it was Carlos. Are you watching that fight? No, it's Ortiz. No, Carl Dean says no. It's a worthy fight. I'm trying. Carlos said in the building. Both of them. Uh, these dudes is banging right now, and they're definitely not like not polished fighters. Like these ain't no cab drivers. But it looks like they're evenly matched for the most part. My man with the pink gloves, he's really like he looks the more the aggressor out of the two. But you can never sleep. You can never sleep because my man in the yellow gloves, I can't see. And especially I got this it's in my other eye. I have an infection in my eye and I had to put the thing in it that my doctor gave me. I'm getting ready to try to get my prescription for my glasses and fitted and everything. And hopefully I could like see the screen a lot better. So uh oh, he caught him a little. Oh, did he stagger there, or was that a punch? I mean, the guy in the pink is moving well. Is see, and this is what we talk about in the gym. Trimming the fat off your boxing style, right? Um, as you go on in your career, that's what you start to do. You start to recognize that in certain situations, you might have either been moving too much unnecessarily or constantly moving your hands and burning energy, right? And you work, these are things that you work on, right? And you start to develop your fight game. It's either one or two things. Either you don't trim the fat and you learn to sustain that same fight style, or you see that there's a better way and a quicker way to the target with little bit of movement, setting something up. You don't have to like burn so much energy to get that punch off. And some fighters do it like that, and some fighters stay the same fighter. They just train harder to be able to sustain it. So it's funny, right? Because the name is so common to Arturo Gotti, right? When Floyd fought Arturo, I mean that was just a massacre, And the fact that Arturo really went into that fight, really believing that he had a chance in that fight of beating Floyd Mayweather. Like Arturo, I gotta respect him, right? When no one else wanted to give Mayweather that kind of fight because he was high risk, low reward. And Mayweather told, like, at the time, Gotti had that star status, man. They loved him for those wars that he was in. You know, he was in those dragged down, bloody fights. He was always cut, coming back in a fight somewhere, you know, but he was a real like fan pleasing fighter, Arturo Gotti. If you went to go watch one of his fights, you knew that you weren't gonna watch a boring fight. You were gonna watch a fight. So, but the matchmakers and the odds makers and the announcers, they all knew. They all knew. They were like, we think that Gotti might be a little outgunned in his fight. And boy, was it bad for him that night. Um, Floyd wasn't gonna let this moment slip by. You could probably say that Floyd was probably in the best shape of his life. Nah, he just stood in that remarkable shape. It was just like one continuous fight with him in that shape, you know. And he just wasn't gonna give up the moment on that night. But man, the ass whooping that he unleashed that night, he was so sharp, so accurate that night. He was pop, pop, pop. Man, he beat the brakes off that man. They had to stop the fight. I believe it was stopped like in the sixth round, if my memory serves me correctly. It was the sixth round he stopped the fight in. Bud McGurk called the fight. He was like, nah, that's it. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. What do you guys think is gonna happen in this fight tonight? Listen, the last time Floyd was trying to be a little serious with him and trying to get him out of there, but you can see how much bigger that guy is than Floyd. You know, he had a few pounds on Floyd, right? And Floyd's trying to crack him and get him out of here, but he also doesn't want to break his hands. But they're well wrapped. And his hands could be well rested. That doesn't mean they're not gonna break. Just because your hands are well rested, you still break your hand, right? So uh I don't know why, but I think Floyd stops him. I'm rooting for the stoppage, right? I think Floyd stops him. We're gonna put the Nostradamus belt on the line tonight. Get your predictions in. We're gonna get the pad and the paper out. We're gonna write down everybody's prediction. Now remember the rules. and Nostradamus prediction so that your name can go up, and I put the belt up with your name up, right? And declare you as the champion. But the rules are you have to call the fighter and you got to call the round, right? And if you go to a decision, there's three ways: unanimous, split, and majority. Because we know that this fight basically is going to go to the decision. All of us know that. We should. Floyd hasn't knocked out anybody in fucking, excuse my language, and I don't know how long. Of course it's going to go to a decision. So I'm not accepting any decisions. All right? Today's rules got to be, you got to pick a round. There's no winner, there's no winner. He doesn't knock him out, then all right. But this is for a knockout trial basis. We're hoping either for him to get knocked out or to knock him out. You know what I mean? Because um if I had to say it, just call the fight the way I really see it. It goes whatever decision rounds it is, 2-minute rounds, and they go to a scorecard. And it'll probably be a unanimous decision, Floyd Mayweather. That's probably the correct answer right there. And I know that, you know. But I'm gonna try to root for like a KO. I'm gonna try to like talk it up. Let's see if we can get some action out the old man. You know what I mean? Yo, what if Floyd goes down tonight? Boop. Oh, Floyd goes down. Ah! Yo, the Gotti family goes crazy in the corner. Ah! Right. They trying to get everybody together. And yo, it's straight fire, pandemonium. Sit down. Yo, fans is cheering. Oh, yo, Floyd is down. This is the fucking craziest moment of my life.
What did he say?
Floyd went down. Yo, it would go absolutely bananas, right? You know what I mean? It would go like his whole entourage would probably go in. They're like, the money just went down. Oh no! Look at the money going down. No, get in there, yo. Yo, they got Pacific orders to jump in if they see Floyd go down. I mean, that would be bananas. That would be bananas to see. Like I just saw a meme today, right? And it's messed up. They had Naoya Inoue on it, and it was like a picture, like I think it was like 8 world champions in like the modern era, uh, or just a little bit out because Manny Pacquiao was on it. There was a few of them, all photographs on the canvas, trying to get up. Devin Haney was on it. Ryan Garcia was on it. AJ was on it. Inoue was on it. And they were like, when have you ever seen a photo like this of Mayweather? And ironically, I saw that today, right? Yo, what if we get a photo? Like, he's getting, yeah. Yo, that would be bananas. That's why you got to get out the game, man. You can't be playing around with this boxing. I know it's an exhibition. It doesn't count for his record. So before anybody starts to type, oh, yo, this won't count, and you're trying to correct me or something, or you think no, I understand that. I understand that even if he loses tonight, that does not affect his real boxing record. This is an amateur fight with 2-minute rounds, not 3-minute rounds. It's not under the same structure, and it's not sanctioned by the Boxing Athletic Committee as a pro fight. This is sanctioned as an exhibition. So there's different rules to that. You see? So yeah, man. Absolutely. Um, hold up. And I'm gonna do this today. Let me see. Let me see if I can put this up here. Okay. We're gonna throw this up. I'm gonna copy the link and I'm gonna throw the link in the description box in here. And anybody that would like to come on, turn on your camera and talk boxing. There's the link right there. And if you don't want to show your camera, but like when I see you like on the bottom screen without putting you out to everybody, at least show me who you are there. And then, I know I'm not talking to an AI computer. And then if you want to cover yourself up, be my guest and then just turn on your mic and you could come on and talk. You don't have to actually have like, you know, your picture up or anything, but I would like to at least man to man know who I'm talking to. So there's a box if you um are interested in joining the live stream, that there's a box here only I can see. You show yourself, I say hi, we introduce each other, you can turn off your camera and you could talk. And we could talk like that. Not a problem. But I'm a man that um I I face my problems. You know what I'm saying? So mhm. They not the mob like they used to once be and shit. You can't be the mob and telling the world that you are the mob. Y'all are going to jail. So the only way you can do that is you gotta be pretending to be the mob. Like, I guess you know what I mean? These people probably own like legitimate businesses now. The hardest thing they doing is making Italian bread or something in the back or some shit. I don't really think that these dudes is out there living that life, mob life, and coming in talk about, yo, you fighting a mob. Nah, you fighting a name who your dad once was. You None of you boys is what your father was in New York City. Now that was a real gangster. He was a real mobster. You can't compare that to these kids. These guys, this kind of generation, Gotti the third, like that's a far stretch. They're nowhere near like on his dad's level. Uh, uh, they might have like a gang of like entourage individuals that are down to do stupid shit because of the name, and that's that's the most dangerous person in like scenarios like this, are people that are like last to know that these guys are pretending and they're out there actually shooting people for, you know what I mean? I've seen it. So this looked like the really good fight. It was a well contested fight. Both men looked strong. I wish that they would have utilized, both of them would have utilized their jabs more. They were like colliding. Their footwork was a little off, but for the most part, you know what I'm saying? These two young men slugged it out. It wasn't you can see where that in this, if, it- if, if you were like watching this, right, with like a coaching eye or something, this is how I show you where that you can tell when guys are fighting and guys are trying to set guys up or counter punch. There wasn't really there was very little um counter punching in the sense that he was trying to punch in between the punches. No, he would throw punches, the guy would block, then he would throw punches back and like that. Not in the sense where he would hit his glove. As soon as the punch came off the glove, he was firing back. It wasn't like that. You understand? So I'm not sure you know, if anybody sees it so, uh, and that goes to show that what they were doing is called fighting. They were just slugging it out, boom, 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 with a little technique though. They had technique as boxers, and that's a different way to fight. The elite fighters, the great fighters, are watching you, testing your boxing ability, your boxing IQ, doing certain movements to see if you react. If you react, he registers that later in the round, 20 seconds, 15 seconds later, he's going to go back to that. If you stay right there again, wherever the situation calls for, that's where the boxer's going to start to open up his attack. That's his way in. Terrence Crawford and Ismail had a great performance, and it goes to show you that you got to have the right dancing partner, and styles make fights. With very little professional fights, but a big, extensive amateur career. That amateur career came into effect in that night against Terrence Crawford, which he kept Terrence Crawford at bay. Every time Terrence Crawford, that shot over the top, yo, it was on the money, and Terrence saw it. Terrence saw it. So Terrence kept cutting angles, trying to find another way in. Every time he was trying to find another way in, he'd keep doing that movement like this, and he would shift his shoulders so slightly. So the angle was the same on the entrance, and he couldn't find the way in. After a while, he started to like put his punches together and started to create opportunities and to capitalize off of Ismail's mistakes. And when he made mistakes, Terrence made him pay for it. And that's where the majority of the attack came, because Terrence recognized he had to bite down on the mouthpiece and really go forward. Plus, forgiving like fighters like Shakur Stevenson and other fighters that didn't take care of their opponent this year. He's like supposed to be considered the best fighter in the world. He knew he couldn't coast to a victory in this one, and he had a lot of observers and eyes looking at him moving up into a new weight division where that he knew and understood the moment. So in that regards, I knew that, yeah, I knew then that, yeah, like he understood. So it good for him for recognizing and saying to himself, yo, I gotta close the show. I can't play around with this dude. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So I the difference between them is just an opinion, to be honest, between Terrence and Naoya in a way, and how you view them as in weight divisions. Because the truth of the matter, if I was to, oh snap, I had somebody in my camera window. I didn't even know you was there, my man. I didn't see you. I should have had the little screen up. It looked like, is that what it was? Nah, they not built like that, dog. Them kids is like the fifth round. By the fifth round, you got him by the fifth round. Oh no. Mm-mm-mm. Yo, I don't know if I might take that down ever. Like, I think that you know, tonight's fight, for the most part, it's all about publicity and money, and maybe behind the scenes in the first fight, when that Rumbles got out of the ring, maybe things really took to the streets or something. And or I remember there was a time where there was some like street gangsters that showed up to Floyd Mayweather's gym one time and did some shit to his daughter and his son or some shit like that. And he's been in a lot of situations, Floyd, you know but it's you know sometimes shit gets out of hand, man, and you don't want to be that guy that gets shot in his head. So You could see that Floyd right now coming into this fight right here. I didn't see really hear a lot of trash talking from him to the Gotti kid. I didn't really see that. And that's why um something in my head is telling me that he's like really dialed in. He wants a knockout. Because in order for Floyd's stock to go up, he's not a professional boxer anymore, but to keep him at least irrelevant, this anything to be irrelevant, Floyd is, you know, so I laugh. I'm like, man, fucking Floyd, bro. He doesn't want to go away. But hey, I can't hate on him. I can't hate on him. I'm like, all right, Floyd, if we got to see you for another what, 20 years? Like what? But um, here comes Floyd, right? And I think he like, wants to knock this kid out. And just there's something in my gut feeling that's telling me that he's gonna try to stop him this time. I know how competitive Floyd is in the ring. And the bad thing is that Floyd's reflexes are not cat-like reflexes. They're not there anymore. They're gone. If that Gotti kid timed Floyd, even in the first fight, if you go watch it, had he just timed Floyd like basic timing, I think he would have caught Floyd. Floyd was too open and he was too slow. I thought that the kid was paid to like stay still because he didn't do much fighting. And I was watching it, and when the dude like there was a sequence in the fight where like they were like holding or something and they were clinched. And then Floyd, you know how Floyd is, he's a little dirty boxer when he wants to be, right? The dude starts complaining, the Gotti, and Floyd bangs him, bang. So they exchange, bah, 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 right, right. And I think in that moment, I think that was just before the moment they started grabbing before they like the fight or something. And I saw when Floyd hit him, he got mad and he swung back at Floyd like full speed, and he caught Floyd. He caught him, and it wasn't like full connection. I think like Floyd got out of the way a little bit, but I was like, wow, why didn't you do that the whole time? Like you were just up against the rope, getting hit to the body, getting beat up, and just a lot of high guard. Good timing. Floyd, you could see it. His cat-like reflexes, his reaction time, it's not there anymore. He doesn't have a lot of speed, but he got good speed still for a man his age. He's got good speed. I think he hits the same. No real difference, right? And so it's definitely gonna be one of those situations where I was just like, Floyd better pay attention. He better pay it because I was watching it. I was like, man, he could have caught him if that kid would have known what he was doing. But he's not a boxer like that. So yeah, I can't expect him just to turn into this boxer that he's not. There was just a lot of opportunities. But if Floyd was to get in the ring with like a professional boxer, he might get hurt bad because his reflexes are not there. He can't fight like top guys, but he shouldn't be. He already did it in his time. He already established who he is. He should never do that. Yeah. Oh yeah, man. Who's in the ring now, guys? Any of you guys watching the fights? Who's in the ring now? You see, this is why I like Turkey Ali Sheik, because he'd have been giving us a fight card, but people want to fight him and make him feel bad for coming to boxing, and then Turkey Ali Sheik ain't got us a mega fight, and now look what we got, huh? Had it been Turkey Ali Sheik, we'd be getting a fight, but no. Just think about that for 1 second. Ortiz is that's who's gonna be getting into the ring next? I think. I don't know where we all in the fight right now, but I'm just kind of like guessing. I'm seeing like a Mexican dude right now with the flag coming down into the ring, but I'm not sure. I can't really see his face, but so I tell y'all, I'm blind as a bat right here now. My boys just messing up my shit right now. Everybody's hopping up on Discord wanting to play Call of Duty and shit. Cause there ain't nothing to watch on a Saturday, they saying. Nah, but my mans, they tuning in to watch the fight. They just want to hop on some card real quick. Armando, who you got in the fight tonight, Armando? Bam Bam. Bam Bam, who you got in the fight tonight, man? Where's the pen and the pad? We can get this popping early. yo, I need the belt. I need that belt. And Bam Bam, if he has internet connection and he logs off, he forfeits the title. Yo, you must make a title defense on fight night. You must report to work. Who you guys got in this fight? This is a dangerous fight. Damn, Camille Moten's fighting him? This is the Camille Moten fight? No way. That's Camille Moten with that freaking bulletproof vest from Mexico on, doing the Floyd thing, showing respect to the Mexican fighters. Floyd's always done that. Oh no. This is gonna go horrible for Homeboy. Victor Victor Vasquez? Is that his name? wearing the Mexican flags. So Floyd Mayweather made that very popular, giving the other country respect when he fought against Mexican fighters. A lot of them people thought that at first it was taunting the opponent, but in actuality, he kept advocating for it and saying that he wears it in respect, so that the Mexican fans could cheer for him. Because what do you see in the ring at the end? The guy that's won the fight is wearing what flag shorts? He's wearing Mexican flags on his shorts, and Mayweather knew that. Let me turn off this light. So that's how Mayweather was able to capture, a lot of Mexican fans when he beat Oscar De La Hoya on that night. He wore the Mexican trunks. And what did you see? You saw the guy with the Mexican trunks. His hand was being lifted, right? So who do you guys got in this fight? Real quick. I got Camille Moulton. He's gonna knock him out by the fourth round. I say Camille Moulton knocks him out. Little warm up run, little warm up. Nothing really counts. Just throw out your predictions on this one. How many rounds is it scheduled for? Somebody put it up. I can't see it, bro. Oh, he's got him flinching like, ooh. Victor's got to calm down. He's a little nervous. His little footwork is off a little bit. He's a little anxious. He's got to settle into the fight a little bit more. Camille Moulton's way more polished than this dude. This dude's out of here in the first round. He's out of here in the first round. He ain't making no fourth round. This dude is out of here, bro. He's getting rocked right now. Is he down? Oh no. Oh, the fight's over. I knew it. Yo, my man, with the my man Chain, how you doing, baby? In the building. Gotta throw up my man Chan with the 20 pace. With the 20 pace. Yeah. Camille Moulton made short work of him. Yeah, I saw it. I thought he would, like settle in a little bit more. He had a experience in the ring. The kid was too strong, too fast. Camille Moen. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see a lot of him. And my man Chan, how you doing, baby? How's it been? Huh? Good to see you. Good to see you. Always welcome back. It's always a pleasure. I'm claiming my belt now, Carlos said. Yo, I got Mo in first round TKO, right, babe? Hey, yo, I called Mo in first round TKO. Hold up. What time was yours? Because I called mine in a minute and 40 seconds, 43 seconds. That's exactly what I said. Of course, I would say that. I'm Nostradamus. That because I'm just calling shit around here. Come on, guys. Hey, yo, the scandals are real. Listen, the things people would say to win the belt, unbelievable. Oh no, Howard could sell sports. We got Bam Bam Boogie saying he won the belt. Yo, and that was good. That's what you're supposed to do at that level. If you got your guy outclassed like that, congratulations to Camille Moen for recognizing that and getting this guy out of here. and putting a good win on your record, a first round knockout that goes in the record books. So when they're looking back and saying, "What's this guy doing? What's this guy doing?" Well, I'm getting first round knockouts. It's what I'm doing, you know. And as you can't say, "Oh, he fought a tomato can or a lesser opponent," when the guy only got 4 fights, 4 5 fights in his professional career. He's a new jack. Camille Moen is the new kid. So what's the problem? So nice combination for Camille Moen, level changing. Wow, that shot, that was powerful. Camille Moen knew he had him outclassed. He hurt him with that big shot right there, and he came over the top and he finished the deal. He was just too strong for this guy. I thought this guy was, Victor was gonna settle in. He looked real nervous. His footwork didn't look like it was underneath. It looked like the moment might have been a little too big for him. Look at the crowd. Look at the where the, yeah, I'm not sure if that guy has ever fought somewhere like this or Camille Moten for the most part, but I know that he's probably been to some mega fights in his days. He's probably been in attendance to a lot of big fights already. But it's one thing to be in attendance and another thing to be in the ring. I get it. So, but Camille Moten seized the opportunity. He saw the moment. He saw the lights weren't too bright. The moment wasn't too big and he came in there and he made short work of his opponent. That's what I like to see. I basically saw what I needed to see in this fight. Actually, Floyd fight. I wouldn't mind if I caught it later on instant replay, right? But I'll definitely stay here and we'll watch the fights, and because the belt is on the line, and we don't want to let Bam Bam slide out the back door, so we're gonna keep him here. We're gonna watch the fight and we're gonna call it, and then we're gonna get ourselves a Nostradamus winner. Then we're gonna celebrate with the belt, and we're gonna throw your name on the monitor, right? And you're gonna be considered the champion. And it might just not be Bam Bam. So between me and you guys, man, I've been really like throwing the fights, because I really don't want to win the belt because it would be, unfair. But tonight, I think I'm gonna show my skills. I'm really coming out. You know what I mean? Hey, yo, congratulations, Carlos. Congratulations, Carlos, for what? Uber Eats. He's ready back. He's going back to his job right now. All right. As soon as Camille Moe knocked him out, he put on his hat. He was like, I can't quit my day job. He's got an order right there. It was he's got to go deliver it. It was gonna be a short night. He knew it. He knew it. In fact, he even made it to the delivery on time. All right. Yeah. The boxing match really didn't take up none of his time. So Ghost Rider, how you doing? Salute. Well, what's going on? How did how is this possible? Wait a minute, wait a minute. What's going on here? Oh shit. He said I got Camille Moten KO first round. He called it. Yes, he did call it. But since in fact I announced in the beginning of it all, this was just a test run, and I said the belt wasn't officially on the line. And since we didn't get our predictions in on the pad, and that was clearly established, good win for practice run. You know what I'm saying? For the practice run. Good win. You know what I mean? but I'm not gonna be like, yo, check it out. He's the new winner. Nah, I called it in the beginning of the thing. I said this one didn't count. But he did call it though. I went back up and I checked the text, and Carlos did in fact call the fight. Camille Moulton first round. He said, "This is a joke." I went up, saw it with my own eyes, and as Bam Bam Boogie's butt cheeks clenched in fear of losing the title, he was thinking that I was going to go along with the announcement and not remember what I once said. But I did say it. So, yo, what you mean? I would stop scamming. Yo, how am I scamming? There's a videotape of me. This is live, right? You can rewind it just a little bit and then catch back up, right? Just do that. Rewind just before the Camille Moulton fight, and you'll hear me say it. I was like, yeah, let's get your predictions in. No one had by before 10 seconds before they rang the bell. I was like, yo, nobody gave me their prediction, but I said, Bam, what you got? This don't count. Let's run it as a test run. I said it. Yeah, you can rewind. Come back. Let me know what you think. I'll be right here. I'm just waiting for them to come back and acknowledge that real quick. Bam Bam. And then Bam Bam, are you checking on that yourself? You should. Yeah, Armando. I mean, he did call it, but unfortunately, as you guys are all finding out right now. Oh shit, Edwin did say that. Yes, I did. But we're gonna consider Carlos the interim champion of the Nostradamus Round One Sports Talk title. He has the interim championship. What's this interim championship belt look like? Hold on. Oh, I got a belt down there. I don't want to take that one out neither. Oh, the IBO's the interim champion. Yo, yo, yo. Front line, Ghost Rider, Bam, Lionheart, Carlos, and myself, the real Notre Dame is in the house. For now, Edward, you're yo. I'm slacking. Yo, I'm slack. Oh, that's it. The gloves are off. Real skills are coming out now on full display. That the gloves is off now. Armando, you must not believe that I really said that, huh? You're gonna have to hit that rewind button for me one time and go see and do your evidence, do diligence. I did say it, but we're gonna give Carlos the interim championship. But that's it's all said. It's all over with tonight. It doesn't matter. I guess at this point it doesn't matter. You know why? I'm winning. That's it. I wasn't gonna call the fights, right? But now you guys can thank Armando for this. Okay. Now the skills is coming out, bro. I'm coming out to play now, bro. What? Where's the fight at? Where we at? Get your predictions in now. I should have used that. Oh, so this fight is coming happening now? Floyd's fight right now? Get your predictions in. What round? How many rounds is this? 8 rounds? What's this? An 8 round fight? It's gotta be an 8 round fight. Some shit like that. Exhibition fight. They're not having an exhibition. Well, they had the Mayweather fight. Well, I think they actually sanctioned the Mayweather fight. Didn't they give him like that $1 million belt? But didn't have to be sanctioned to get that belt. The WBC was jumping there anyway. I don't remember now. That could be trivia. It's the co-main event. Ortiz should be fighting. I don't know if I missed that fight or whatever, and I'm not sure on the order of it. So I didn't. Who predicts exhibition fights? Round One Sports Talk here at Nostradamus belt. You know what I'm saying? Bam Bam, stop trying to get out of it, bro. You're losing the belt, and that's it, bro. It's going down. The title's on the line. Yo, Mayweather stops him. I got Mayweather stoppage. Mayweather stops him. Mayweather stops him in the 4th round. 4th round TKO Mayweather for the Nostradamus belt. I'm going to win the Nostradamus belt tonight, right now. I'm going to show you guys. That's how it's going to happen. There's no way I think actually Mayweather's going to do this, but I'm fucking what do they say? You got to create the situation with it. What's the word I'm fucking looking for here? Excuse my language. What's the word I'm looking for? Manifest. I'm gonna manifest the knockout for Floyd because there's no way he could do this, right? But I'm gonna manifest the knockout for him. Knockout, knockout, boom, boom. Let's go. Let's go. So what do we got? The co-main event and then the Floyd Mayweather fight, or is it on now? They're showing clips of the Mayweather fight. I hope it goes on now fast. Let's go. I want to win my belt. I want to shine it up. You know what I'm saying? Put my name on it. I was thinking about going out and getting the Nostradamus belt engraved with my name underneath it. Cause basically I'm just gonna be winning. You know what I'm saying? Yo, que trampizis. That when you're a cheater. Nah, I ain't cheating. I'm just gonna be calling these fights. Now, the next fight probably that realistically in the boxing world, Andy Cruz against Camille Moulton. What do you guys think about that fight? When we're talking about these guys coming up now, that's a potential big fight, a little bit further down, but let's remind you that Andy Cruz is no spring chicken. What is he, 28 years old right now? 29? Andy Cruz? So Camille Moulton's a kid. He's what, 19? So, um, but as far as pro boxing experience, um, you could put them against each other right now. Because they're little, both of them have a little buzz behind them, and it'll catapult them early to a bigger fight. Maybe not the championship fight right away or like that, but if you can definitely go in with a fighter such as, Camille Moulton and Andy Cruz, now that would be, a great fight. You're talking about two of the top prospects, that want to make them contenders to further their careers. Now that's what we're talking about. A very good fight. So because of the age difference right about now, I wouldn't mind putting them in together right now. I think Camille Moulton can handle himself in the ring. There's been some fights where he's been caught with some big punches coming in, taking some risk. And I said that he needs to work on that a little bit better. I think that they were it's easy to time Camille with that first step coming in. He's really aggressive though. He takes punches well, but you don't want to get hit with by a big puncher like that. So those are some of the things that I questioned. Andy Cruz, is he a really big puncher? Is he a really big puncher? I don't think anything that Camille Moulton's ain't never been in the ring with before. So I like the matchup. And I don't know. That's that how, if in a good world I could put those guys to fight, but you know, that's just like Naoya Inoue and Tank Davis. I think that's the fight to have. I think if Naoya Inoue was to fight Tank Davis, that would be a great fight. I understand these guys are in different weight divisions, but I would be comfortable putting him to fight, you know. The only thing is then that Naoya Inoue is not gonna fight at a catch weight, and whether or not Tank Davis could squeeze down to 130, that would yet to be, but I always believed that Tank Davis was a natural 130 pounder. He came into the game 130. He kind of blimped up because of the fact that the star status and the bigger names were at 135 early in his career. That's when everybody was there. The Tios, the Lomas, the Ryan Garcias, the Devin Haney's, they were all there. So I think that that's why he rushed along the 130. Had it not been because there wasn't no big names at 130, I think he would have stood at 130 and he would have been a dominant champion. Now, a fighter such a skill like Naoya Inoue, I think he could fight any weight upwards up to 135 just based off of skills. Now, whether or not he's too light in the ass to take a Tank Davis punch, that's yet to be seen. You know, um, so those are kind of like fights that or fighters that I was just talking about in reference. I wouldn't mind seeing those guys fight, together. And how early Camille Moulton is in his career versus Andy Cruz, how early he is in his career, how what star status and everything. I just think that that would have been good in the way now. Yeah, in a way, I think he has a little bit of business he wants to take care of. I'm not sure what his plans are. We're soon gonna find out September 3rd. So, but yeah, I mean, come on, guys. Naoya Inoue versus Tank Davis, man, that would be a mega fight. But unfortunately, they're a little far apart when Naoya Inoue's in the 122, Tank's 135. But ironically, they are exactly the same height. Tank's 5'5", Naoya Inoue's 5'5". They're just they just they're just built different. Tank, his muscle mass is more is he's just bigger as a 5'5" man, where that Naoya Inoue has a more slender frame, and he's not putting on the weight like Tank is. Yeah. So, and now I guess with that rehydration claw at the WBA's request, remember when they just made Frank the Ghost Martin um comply by those rules. And in fact, it was said that at first people said, "Oh, Tank put a rehydration on Frank the Ghost Martin," when in fact Frank the Ghost Martin came out and notified the public and said, "No, it wasn't Tank this time. I got a letter or an email or whatever, however they got in contact with him, phone call, and they let me know that the WBA, in fact, is the one that was ordering the 10-pound rehydration claw." Yeah, so I think that for now on, and I don't know what's going on with the WBA right now. Seeing that you go to Box Rec right now, yo, all the WBA world titles taken off the Box Rec. There's no champions, and I mean you can check any champion you want, Terrence Crawford, Usyk, anyone, and I mean it fucks it. Excuse my language. It messes with everything because when you go back to look in history, right? Legendary fights. Like you can go look up Manny Pacquiao right now on BoxRec, and they won't acknowledge none of his WBA world titles, even that far back. Floyd Mayweather, they won't. We were just having a debate the other day, and we were looking up Lennox Lewis's title run on BoxRec. They don't have none of his WBA world titles acknowledged on BoxRec, and that can mess up the new guys. When the new guys are coming on talking and maybe doing an article or story on a fighter, unbeknownst to them, they're not going to be knowing that they also probably in that time period also held the WBA world title, but they're going to be misled. And I don't know what's going on with that. I have no idea because it seems like BoxRec is the only one that's doing it. I've gone to other websites and they still acknowledge the fighters as being the WBA world champion, and they're still acknowledging the WBA as an boxing organization. But apparently, Box Rec, which one used to be like one of the places I would go to get my boxing records on fighters and whoever I wanted to look up. But this really throws things off because if I don't keep reminding myself, I can skip by world titles and trying to give you like looking up the guy, right? Look at case in point, Javante Tank Davis. If you were to go to Box Rec right now, you were to type in Javante Davis, right? They're gonna show you that the last fight that he just had with Frank the Ghost Martin was for no belts. In fact, you're gonna go all the way up Box Rec, and they're only gonna show Javante Davis having one belt. And anybody that was to go there right now would be like, wait a minute, he only has one belt in one division. Which in fact he has. Javante Davis is a 2-division world champion. So he has belts in multiple divisions. He has interim secondary belts. He had a secondary belt when he beat Mario Barrio, right? But Box Rec doesn't show any of that. So if you was to be doing like an article or something looking up Tank Davis, you'd write a story and you'd be like, well, Box Rec says it right there. Only one belt. You're gonna, if you don't know, you don't know, you know? So yeah, man. The old guy. Yo, Bam, you crazy, bro. This is not a big, huge weight difference right here. Ain't nobody getting knocked out in this fight. He fought Mayweather, right? Victor Ortiz, and he was the one that got disqualified. Well, what he didn't get disqualified. He actually got knocked out by Mayweather. In fact, is what happened. He actually headbutted Mayweather, busted his mouth. Then Mayweather went to act like he was gonna hug him, and I don't know. Ortiz just went into like he acted like unsportsmanlike, and like I think all the fight dumped out of him. He was like disgusted with himself a little, and he let down his guard, and Mayweather knocked him out. And that was a real controversial knockout for Mayweather because a lot of people saw it like distasteful, but the reality is the rules state protect yourself at all times. At all times. That's like the number one rule, as far as being in the ring, like protect yourself at all times. So Victor Ortiz just looks real fat, but he could still punch. And I remember, he was an aggressive fighter. He he's been in fights where he's been dropped, came back, was dropped again, got up, got dropped again. So I've seen Victor in those kind of wars before. You know, oh, I know who both yeah, a little couple little small legends in the game gave their contribution to the sport. Damn, my eyes are bad. How much? How many? Hold on. Oh, that's dope. I be learning my phone be doing new shit every day. Wow, he already looks like fatigue. It looks like the weight is he's not carrying the weight good. Um, yeah, Ortiz looks real slow. The ring card girl. That one. Just in case Mrs. One Sports Talk is watching. That was I think it was Bam Bam that said the ring card girl, not me. I'm just just watching boxing here, minding my business. You know. Yo, you gonna give me shot, Rodrigo Ocoria? He's playing into at least Ortiz's fight, at least making the fight interesting. If he stays on the outside and tries to like have Ortiz like follow him, Ortiz's not his form ain't gonna look as good. So he's definitely playing into Ortiz's hand, his strengths right here. He's gonna try to beat him at his strength, I guess. Because if he's just takes a step and a half back and uses that jab, as you can see, a nice little exhibition fight for the guys, though. Get out there and feel the fight again for these guys. I know that throughout their careers, there had to been of several fights that slipped away from them, and especially Ortiz. I remember at one time he had some visa issue, and they weren't letting him fight in the U.S. or something. I remember it was some right around. I can't remember exactly what it was. It was a long time ago. And there was a point in his career where he couldn't get the fights that he really wanted to. So, you know, getting these little exhibition fights right here and getting one of those nights back sometimes can hurt. You're quickly reminded what it's like to take a punch in the ring and how fatigued you get. And you're like, man, shit, this shit is hard. This is a young man's game now. So Ortiz really like and homeboy right here, it must be pretty cool, you know. Edgar Berlanga is about to give freaking Saul Canelo Alvarez this knockout, man, on a freaking tray. I could just see it, man. I mean, what am I really expecting from Edgar Berlanga at this point? Am I expecting for him to turn into the superior fighter in one training camp? Is that what am I expecting? Because based off his last performance, he was in tears because why? Because he finally knocked somebody out in like his last 5 fights, something like that. 5 or 4 fights, whatever it is, maybe even longer. I had to go look it up. Uh it hasn't been, as soon as you turned up just a slight level in his competition, I don't think he stood with his training. He didn't move with his competition. It was like he stood in one place. So based off all that information, based off all of that, all of a sudden I got to think, yeah, wait a minute, he has a chance. Hmm. Hmm. I wish him the best, bro. Edgar Berlanga, I really do, man. Bro, man, listen. I don't see how. I'm not doubting him in the sense that I'm saying, you know, whatever percentage in my head, whether he has a 10% chance, 20% chance reality to do it, he has a percent chance. And if you're in a ring, and Edgar Berlanga, he does possess a punch. Whether or not he lands it, that's going to be and totally up to him. How much training did he do? How much work did he put in the gym? To come up against such a fighter, such a skilled as Saul Canelo Alvarez. It's easy to talk shit and criticize Saul Canelo Alvarez. And sometimes because of some of the moves him and his camps have made with with the opponents that they've been picking, that somebody can quickly forget who Canelo Alvarez is and what kind of fighter he truly is. And Saul Canelo Alvarez is not that kind of champion for that long because he can't fight. Edgar Berlanga, he's got a lot of work ahead of him. I mean, nothing in life is possible. I mean, impossible. You know, I, I just gotta. Damn, what round is it? I can't see the round. It's 6. Yeah. Just zoom in. I need to see the number 6. Did that say 6? I wasn't sure. Camera guy, could you get back to the number? Because now I'm confused on what round it is. Please quickly get to the lovely lady that is bringing around the card so that I can quickly see the number round. I don't want to miss the rounds. Fight starting to break out. They both decided to well, he took a step back. He's definitely, see, now he's staying more out, a little outside of mid-range, using the jab, trying to like put his punches together off the top of excuse my language, against Ortiz's forehead, right? But he's changing levels, hitting the body good. I mean, he's doing everything he needs to be doing. Um, Ortiz still hasn't read any patterns for him. I don't think so, because in the clinch, all you have Ortiz has to seem to do is just time him when he goes to switch to throw a punch. He'll catch him. He's real slow on it. With the right timing, you could catch him on the inside. Wait, wait, and or even peel one of his hands back. Peel one hand back with your shot and catch him on the inside. He's just as tired as he is, and I think you could catch him sleeping. Because when he goes to lean against Ortiz's head, you notice he just like really like commits to it. He's like really in like that. You peel his guard down and hit him with a sharp shot. I think he'll catch him. These guys are warming up. They're looking a little bit better now than they did in the beginning of the fight. They really had to like loosen up a little bit. Ortiz is still like reaching with his punches a little. This guy is a little bit sharper than Ortiz. He's really starting to like loosen up. Just move back here. Trying to lean in, like to look at it. Who the hell is this? Excuse me. I think this is my daughter calling me about the situation now. Hello. All right, fight fans, listen. You guys are gonna have to like excuse me for this fight right here. I'm sorry. Unfortunately, I got a little situation here I have to deal with my daughter, so it's gonna take me quite some time. So I wasn't just gonna leave you guys up on the live stream like this. But listen, guys, unfortunately, I'm sorry about this. I'm gonna have to sign out right here, right now. And we will have to get back again. Bam Bam Boogie, you got by one tonight. You remain the champion, unfortunately, but we will be on September 3rd in the morning on Tuesday. So join me here at Round One Sports Talk. Thank you for everybody joining in the live chat. I had an amazing night. Unfortunately, due to my father obligations, I must cut this video short. So love you guys. I will be back, and I'm on to the next one. one after this one here at Round One Sports.